Welcome to the O'Connor Elder Law channel. I'm your host, Melissa O'Connor. I'm a Florida-based elder law attorney who does estate planning, focusing on long-term care needs, commonly referred to as Medicaid planning, and I do probate, and I do it well. Today I wanted to talk to you about what to do if your loved one is getting kicked out of a nursing home, what are the valid reasons for that, and that kind of thing. Many times I get calls from family that are in a panic because they've been told that their loved one is getting kicked out, right? They're no longer allowed to live in this nursing home. They were told by the administration, hey, it's time to find a new placement for your mom or dad or for your uncle or whoever. And so they want to know, is that legal? Can they just put this person out on the road like that? Can they, put us in a bind? And so there are only 6 valid reasons under federal code why a person could be asked to be, evicted, for lack of a better word, from a nursing home. And that is that the resident does not need such high level of care, that the resident does not need a nursing facility care, that the resident endangers the safety of others, that the resident endangers the health of others, that the facility is actually going out of business, and for non-payment. However, the non-payment option of eviction, they cannot evict you for non-payment if you are pending the approval of a third party, such as Medicaid. So if you're going to have a third party payment set up, such as Medicaid, and you haven't been approved yet, that's not a non-payment status which they can evict you. If you've ran out of money and you were cash paying and now you've applied for assistance through the Medicaid program and they advise you that, your loved one isn't in a Medicaid bed and we don't have any more Medicaid beds, then at that time what you do is you can ask them to apply to have the bed that your loved one is in to be certified as a Medicaid bed, and to let your family know when the next bed is available, so that way they could be given preference for placement in that Medicaid bed within the same facility. If they give you pushback on that, then it's time to reach out to your ombudsman. Each facility is required to have a long-term care ombudsman that can facilitate disputes such as that. So those are your recourse, is essentially, reach out to your ombudsman, make sure that if you know that you're running out of money, to take action before you actually do run out of money. So that way you can apply for assistance, get that in place, be in communication with the facility to let them know that that's the process that you're working on. And so that way they can ready a Medicaid bed for your loved one. Usually it's just another room down the hall. Like some location, some bedrooms or some beds are considered Medicaid beds, others, they don't designate them that. They could have the bed that your loved one is actually in considered a Medicaid bed. It's just a process. And so essentially those are the ways that facilities get rid of residents that they no longer wish to have. It's either for non-payment, or the other one that's common that I have is that the resident endangers others, because sometimes when you have cognitive decline, the brain function isn't the same, and what we have is anger and sometimes violence. And so those sorts of things can be a reason why your loved one might want, why the facility might want to discharge your loved one. And that's a really hard position to be in, and probably a topic for another video. I hope that this information has been helpful to you. If it has, I ask that you like and share with others. And as always, you can schedule a free strategy session with me at eldermeeting.com. Thanks for joining me.